Okay, so Ghana's 2024 elections just happened, and we are going to take a deep dive into something I found really interesting.
Okay.
And that's the NPP candidate Bawumia's concession speech.
Interesting.
I've got some excerpts here, and there's like a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
So like right off the bat, he concedes defeat before the official results are even in.
Yeah. That's not something you see every day.
Yeah. So like, what do you think's going on there?
Well, it definitely shows that he is committed to a peaceful transition of power.
Yeah.
And Ghana's had a pretty good history with peaceful democratic elections.
Yeah.
So him emphasizing that, I think, is important. But we also have to think about the economic side of things, too.
Yeah, you talk about that part where he says, it's important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana.
Right.
These are our most important assets.
Exactly. Ghana's economy relies a lot on foreign investment.
Right.
And Bawumia, he put in place a lot of policies to attract that investment. So it's really important for him to keep that image of stability, especially during a potentially tense election.
Yeah, that makes me think, like, is he playing the long game here?
Oh, definitely.
Like maybe he's thinking about protecting his economic legacy?
Right.
Or even like positioning himself for a future run?
That's possible, but I think we got to talk about the big thing here. The Ghanaian people voted for change.
Yeah.
What were they looking for?
Yeah, that's what's really interesting to me.
Uh-huh.
We don't know the specifics on policy differences, but, it definitely played a role.
For sure. While Bawumia was focused on attracting foreign investment and building up infrastructure, some people felt like those policies weren't helping everyday Ghanaians.
Right.
It's possible that the voters felt a disconnect between the economic growth and, their own lives,
Yeah, and that makes you wonder if the new government's going to do things differently.
Definitely.
And Bawumia even said that the NPP would be a constructive opposition. What do you think that means in Ghana?
Well, it's not just about agreeing with everything the new government does.
Yeah.
Ghana's seen its share of political disagreements.
Yeah.
But there have also been times when the parties work together.
Right.
I think Bawumia is going for that, holding the new government accountable, but also offering solutions and working together on stuff they agree on.
Right. So it sounds like he wants to stay relevant, but also keep things stable for the country.
Yeah.
And then he says something interesting. He says, we may have lost the battle, but not the war.
Yeah.
That makes me think he's not done with politics.
It sounds like he's ready to keep fighting. We'll have to see how that turns out with all the changes that the new government brings.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And for our listeners out there, if you were in Ghana, what would you want from the new government?
Right.
What changes would be most important to you?
Yeah. Let us know, because this is just the beginning of the story.
Absolutely. This is going to be really interesting to follow. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the Ghanaian elections.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate your insights.
Of course.
All right. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
We'll be back with more deep dives soon.